January 28th, 2021, 3:33 a.m. Our alarm went off. Frankly, if there had been an intruder, we would both be dead. As soon as the alarm goes off, so does every phone in the house, as ADT did their part to check in on us. Howie went to the phone that was ringing the loudest in his office, while I fumbled around trying to find my gun. My sleepy brain said, "You probably put it in the bottom drawer," so I started there and worked my way up until I found it in the top drawer, but only after checking some of the middle drawers twice because I was so sure it wouldn't be in the top drawer. No accounting for why I thought that. By now, Howie is trying to answer his cell phone, in case our delay caused ADT to phone the police. He's on the line with someone who is telling us that Zone 6 is an open door. So, with my phone in one hand, in case they call me again, or the police do, and the .357 Magnum in the other hand, I start checking doors. The French doors that lead to the pool have a bad habit of expanding and contracting, and sometimes causing the doors not to fully shut. So, if this was just a sensor issue, it would probably be those doors, but they are locked shut. The next door leads to the pool, but it's behind a freezer and hasn't been used in so long I can't open it no matter how hard I try. There are 2 sliding doors in the bedroom, so I check both of them, and they are locked, I think, so I move on to check the front door, locked, and Howie's office slider, which is also locked. Howie is still on the phone with ADT, and he relays that all of the doors are locked, so I make a second sweep, checking the 8 windows, which are all shut and locked. Sometimes when the maids come, they leave the windows unlocked. My conspiracy theory brain always goes to the sinister plot, but it's probably just in the course of dusting and wiping down the glass that they shift the locks, which are over 40 years old. I try to look outside and trip the motion sensor by Howie's office door because it sees me moving inside the house, I think. It's so dark out here on the island at night, I can't see anyone. This morning, Howie was on the phone with ADT while they had me go through the house opening doors and windows to try and determine which one of them set the alarm off last night. The 2 east-facing glass sliding doors both seem to light up as Zone 6. One is locked, and when I try the other, it is not. Now I'm wondering, as I was checking the doors last night, if I unlocked it or if it was already unlocked. As I check each door, I would feel for the position of the lock, and if it was locked, I pulled the door. On this one, I felt the lock, which felt to be in the lock position, but I wasn't sure, so I flipped it up and pulled. The door opened. My foggy brain said it was locked. I unlocked it, so I flipped the lock again and thought I had locked it. This morning, first time I felt for the lock, I found it to be open, which could mean I did the reverse last night, but I just can't be sure. Yeah, if you found all of that confusing, it's kind of where my brain was. Weirdly, as unnerving as it is to be awakened by a security alarm and every phone in the house going off simultaneously, my heart wasn't in my throat. I felt pretty calm and was even noticing things like how the .357 Magnum felt so heavy in my hand and how it had been so long since I'd handled the gun. I couldn't remember where the safety was. I decided along the way to put my phone down in case I needed to feel all over the gun to turn the safety off, because my glasses are really only good for reading, not walking around. And obviously I didn't have my contact lenses in. I'd better be able to count on aiming at a target through some sixth sense because the 5 I know best are failing me. I was feeling old and weak and incompetent in protecting Howie and the cats from an intruder. I wondered if I should call Jamie and tell her what was going on, but decided it was most likely just a sensor failure and no need to bother her. I'd be able to go back to sleep after this, but she wouldn't if I called her. As we went through the process on the phone today with the man from ADT, who was delighted to be talking to the famous Baskins from Tiger King, we found that several of our windows weren't working at all, and the doors were not activating properly. I pointed out that Howie broke a glass right under the glass shatter detector a few days ago, and it didn't fire. Who knows how long we thought we were being protected every night, and we were not. Probably not since March of 2020. When they updated our system. Yeah, right when 64 million people were being convinced by Tiger King, murder, mayhem, and madness that I was some home-wrecking, spouse-killing thief who drove the charismatic, charming Tiger King to madness and then framed him for attempting to murder me and killing tigers so that I could take over his zoo. My life has never been in such peril as it has from all of those who were misled by Eric Good and Rebecca Chaiklin, and during that time, I was the most vulnerable as I slept. That changed today. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.